Evening all, and welcome to episode 28 of Kerbalism. Now, I'm here at our station in orbit, just to check how long we've got left to get some food, and it's 158 days, so still a while left to go on that one there. It has kind of dawned on me that my idea of setting a base up on the moon is going to be difficult as it is. I don't have any access to drills or anything sort of along them lines at the moment, so I can't mine resources. I'd be purely reliant on things coming up from Kerbal to get there, so I'm thinking we need a little bit more science. In order to unlock the scanner that actually gives me some resource information, I'm going to need another 300 science, or 158, 157.5 science there. I do have something on the moon transmitting back, but I don't think that's going to give us enough. So, I could either send some Kerbals out to the moon or to Minmus and gather some more things. I could send a science lab out to Minmus and actually pick up some things from there. But I'm thinking of doing something a little bit more ambitious. I'm thinking we've been to a lot of places here. We've been to the moon, we've been to Minmus. So why don't we look a little bit further afield? We have Duna, our next nearest neighbour. I'm not sure how far away it is. The Kerbal alarm clock, however, will tell me if I add a new alarm. Transfer window. Transfer from via the sun from Kerbal to Duna. We have a transfer window coming up in 69 days. That's pretty good. I could launch something up into orbit and probably launch something into orbit ready to go, an unmanned probe, and then do a further launch to refuel it using the actual science station that we put up there, the space station, because, well, that's what it's there for, so we might as well use it. So I think that's the idea. We could go to Duna, try and get as much science as possible on the way. Won't be sending anything that requires resetting, because the materials bay and the mysterious goo actually requires you to bring them back for science. And not entirely sure I'd be able to do that. I could send one out there, don't know if I could get it back. Maybe, maybe not. Not really sure. But for now, let's see if we can build something to get to Duna. And just as a quick note, seeing as Duna is so far away, I will be using 160 science to unlock the relay antenna specifically because, well, I could send a probe there, then I couldn't do anything with it because it can't talk to Kerbal. And here we have the Duna 1. It's got a very small probe on top with the basic science experiments. I did a little bit of research first and discovered that I can just use this whole craft to get to Duna. I shouldn't have to refuel in orbit. So hopefully it's enough to get there. Hopefully it's enough to get us the science we need to get back again. I didn't put any experiments on there that require bringing back. So there's no goo container or science bay because, well, I'm not planning to bring this back. It possibly could with the Delta V on it. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, this is the plan. We're going to Duna. So it would appear Gravity Turn has taken a slightly different look at this craft. I normally go with the booster. The engine that has the twin engine on the back. It's a fuel tank and an engine. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but whilst I was building this one, I actually put on a second tank with the main tail engine, give it a try, and found out that the main tail actually gives me better fuel economy. So I think I'm going to go with that instead in the future. It's a more powerful engine and seems to burn fuel slower. So maybe the orange tank should have a bit more fuel in them. I'm not sure, but it's a better way to go. And it would appear the Gravity Turn with that engine, it's a bit different. It's probably got stronger vectoring, so it leans over faster. or further, I should say. So that's caused this craft to go up to about 40 kilometers and then sort of sit here. And she's almost in orbit. We're actually waiting around till the which was the periaps on the other side of the planet to get here. So yeah, maybe changing the starter mess up a little bit would have to be done for that sort of craft. Could also be because the probe is obviously, or the satellite is obviously a lot lighter. So, well, who knows? But we're here, and gravity turn will get us there eventually. So, probably the longest descent I've ever done, 13.5 minutes to get up into actual space. Yeah, not quite sure what gravity turn was doing there, but, well, it got us here. It's usually doing a good job, so yes. A little manoeuvre to get us into actual round orbit. 80, that should do there. And of course, once we're in orbit, all we've got to do is wait 68 days for our transfer window to appear, and we can be on our way to Duna. "68 days exactly." So I think I shall just accelerate time and wait for that to come up. We've also got to wait for the station to bring us food to complete a contract, and we have to we're waiting for the moon relay to transmit the rest of its data back. So yeah, I think I'll briefly have a look at some of our contracts to see if we've got anything to go to Duna. That would probably make sense. Sadly, we don't have any contracts for Duna. All of them appear to be the moon or things around Kerbal, so yeah, we'll have to skip out on that this time. However, going through Kerbal Alarm Clock, I did notice we have a window coming up to Joule as well in 37 days. Joule is a long way away, much further than Duna, I believe. Let's have a look-see here. Kerbal is the third rock from the sun. Duna, we have Moho, Eve, Kerbal, Duna, Dres, Joule, and Elu. So Joule is a lot further away. I am tempted to give that a go though. I'll be honest with you, throughout my years of playing Kerbal Space Program, I don't think in a career mode I've ever sent a probe further than Duna. I think that's the furthest I've ever been. I think I've sent them out there and never really got anything with them or lost contact with them or power or whatever. And as I'm just saying that, I've realised that contact with them may be a problem. 65 million metres is a long way to go. That's not 65 million metres, that's 65,000 million metres. So yeah, we're at 13, so yeah, I'm not entirely sure whether we can actually do that or not. I don't know whether the dish we have will get there. Let me see here. That's 65 gigameters. Let's have a look at what our research center. The new one we unlocked is this one here, and it does 46 gigameters. So no, that can't reach Joule. That's a shame. I was kind of hoping I'd push the boat out and give that a go. We're going to have to unlock the next one, which is that one there. That'll take us pretty much everywhere. But sadly, we don't have 300, and if we did have 300, we'd be unlocking that one there to get the surface scanner. So, okay, no Joule, unfortunately, today, but, well, perhaps in the future. Instead, we'll set our sights on the red planet and head off to Duna. And here we are at our rendezvous with Duna. Now, unfortunately, I have been a little bit of an idiot, which isn't really anything new. That happens all the time. But I've not actually set up the maneuver node to get to Duna. So I don't know where it's supposed to be. I'm going to put it I don't even know where. Let's put a maneuver there and fire it off out and see where we go. Now, interplanetary is not my forte. I'll be honest with you, I don't really know what I'm doing. That's no. I think hold on a minute. Let's go back in. It's the same as when coming back from the moon. You want to fire along the orbit of the planet. To accelerate, you fire along. To slow down, you fire against. So, if I do that, I think it is. There we go, the orbit should go out, and we don't meet Duna anywhere near there. Set as target. We're not too bad. Not too bad. See if I can just drag this around a little bit. Ooh, wow. There we are. We have an encounter. We have an encounter with Duna. Not sure where it is. There it is. It's ridiculously high. But we have an encounter nonetheless. The thing is, I don't actually need to do this. I could break Kerbin's sphere of influence and then reposition myself to get better at Duna. But I'm just thinking, if I can do it in one go, that would be fantastic. It's 1,200, and from what I think I remember, it's about 1,000 delta V to get to Duna. So I'm a little bit over, but I have got 6,000 delta V left on this craft, so I'm not all that worried about it. Okay, there we go. We have our marker. Let's just point towards it. And accelerate time. Do our next maneuver. Because it's on the other side of the world. Now, if I am doing this all wrong, and I should have been firing off here or somewhere different to that, please do let me know, because I sort of make it up as I go, and it works for me because I tend to either overbuild craft or just fluke things dramatically. But obviously being more efficient will be very helpful later on when we're trying to get to places much further out. It's much better to be more efficient and get the best bang for your buck. You missed the burn there. 2-minute burn. And apparently we have 6 minutes of fuel in this craft here. This little stage here with the 2,000 meters, it's about 1,100 meters a second to get into orbit of Duna. So yeah, that was the idea. I have got on here the 2 ScanSat probe modules, sorry, as well, so we can be taking resource data of Duna, which will be quite interesting considering we'll know more about the surface of Duna than the moon or Minmus. Anyway, let's burn away here, and I'll be back when this is done. Here we are, just at the end of the burn. And there we are. That should be us. That should be us on our way to Duna. Let's have a look-see here. We will leave Kerbal Sphere of Influence in 2 days. We will join the sun. And then we shall not quite meet Duna. It's Duna even. It's going to be... But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because once we're out here somewhere, I can adjust our orbit to allow us to have our intercept. So yes, we are on our way. So, with a little bit of manoeuvring at our periaps to the sun, I have managed to get our orbit, or our closest approach I should say, sorry, down to 144 kilometres. That's pretty good. We're not quite on the equator. I would like to get us on the equator. Possible. There we are. That looks slightly above. That looks good to me. There we are. On the equator. The ScanSat probes would prefer to be in a polar orbit. So I think I might actually try that. I think if we would come over the top or the bottom. Very weird to do these maneuver nodes with the scroll wheel. They're very very sensitive when you're this far out. There we are. That's going over the pole at 13 kilometres. That's a little bit low. Duna does have an atmosphere. I don't have any heat shields on this. I think that would be too much. That would bring us in. Yeah, far too much. And the ScanSat probes want to be at about 500, don't they? I think it was just under. So let's actually just do that from the offset. Why not? Got ourselves 147. There we are, 499. In a nice polar orbit. And then we can sit around Duna, do all the scanning and other bits and pieces we need. I'm not sure about the temperature sensors and things like that, but well, we've got one propellant on board and we've got plenty of fuel, so I can always change the orbits later. Could also have a look at Ike, Duna's moon, and yeah, we could have a look. See, I think this is all good. We're 403 days away, which means that our probe's not going to get there for a year and a half ish, I think. So yeah, and this manoeuvre is actually 34 days away, so I think we'll go to that, do this manoeuvre here, and then we'll look at possibly going back to the moon or Minmus to get some things going. I still want to get that base set up on the moon, but I do need some form of drill so that I can get resources, because there's no real point having a base set up if I've got to keep refueling it from Kerbal. Although, do you know, now I said that out loud, why not? Why not? I mean, we have a space station in orbit that requires us to do resources all the time. They do grow food there, but it's not sure they grow any food to eat up there. I don't know. I'd have to check that one out. But yeah, why not? Why not just build the base on the moon and get it done? So here we are, 86 days out. We are still 17 days away, and I have just had a warning that our station has had a reaction wheel failure. Critical failure. Let's go and investigate. Station. That one there. Now, failures are part of Kerbalism. They obviously make the game a bit more difficult, and we've had a failure in that pod there. The reaction wheels in that pod are gone. That's not really an issue because we have big reaction wheels back here. I know if you have an engineer, they can repair them, I believe. Critical failure. I think they can repair them. I'm not entirely sure. But, yeah. So, station has failed. I do hope it's still getting sunlight. Where's the sun? There is the sun. It's not quite facing the sun. Not quite sure why that is. Point those solar panels towards the sun again, just to make sure it's getting enough oomph. And we're still 72 days away from food. That's going to come up before our probe gets to Duna. Obviously, that's order given there. I'm really not entirely sure what this place is doing. It keeps spinning and rotating and doing strange things, but right, there we are. Solar panels back in there. We've got plenty of electric charge. Yep, building up again. Excellent. Batteries all over the place. So, yes, a critical failure, but not an important one. And a couple more days on. 7 days out from a manoeuvre, we've had another failure. This time on a probe, our geostationary probe. This one here. It's had a failure in a solar panel. Now, that probe isn't particularly important to us at the moment. It was put up to fulfill a contract. So, well, if it collapses and falls apart, it's not really that big of a deal. Let's carry on out to our next manoeuvre. See if we can get there without any more hitches. And we're here. Let's point ourselves in the right direction. Now, I did remember to put reaction wheels on this. It's actually got two. It's got a large one there and a small one in the centre of the satellite probe thing there. So, not making that mistake again. So, we've got a 6-second burn. I'm actually going to fire it a bit early and a bit softer because I want to be looking at exactly where it comes along. So, let's fire up about a quarter thrust. See where we get our encounter. Fire up a lot gentler actually, because we can't quite see it yet. Probably going to come in very, very quickly. There it is. And stop there. Almost perfect. Yes, yep, it can't actually detect where to go to, so yep, there we are. That will have to do. It's not quite over the ice cap yet, or over the pole yet, but we do have reaction wheels. So if I was to, ooh, wow, that's really reactive. Oh, there you go. That was a tiny little press of the button, and 482. So excellent. Right, I want to set an alarm here. Make sure I don't get anything wrong. Add. We want a SOI change. Duna 1 will change 1 minute before it changes into Duna's sphere of influence. There. Or possibly there. Nope, that's leave. There we are, that's coming in there. So, right. Add that alarm. In just over a year's time. And, right. Let's go back to building our base on the moon. I'm going to keep putting off with excuses. But hey, let's do it. Firstly, however, I'm going to reposition this satellite. This is our ScanSat probe that's been orbiting Kerbal. It has managed to complete its map of Kerbal completely. It's 100% done. It's only got a low resolution map, but it was a little bit of science. It was good, and I had a bit of a play and saw that I can get to the moon with it. Plenty of Delta V on board, loads of monopropellant, so I want to put it in orbit of the moon and tell it to start scanning so we can get a little bit more information about the moon first. Then we can go and put our base there. So, let's warp around to the manoeuvre. It's actually in a few orbits time because we've got to wait for the moon to go over a bit. Getting to the moon from a polar orbit is a bit different to doing it from a equatorial orbit, because on the equatorial one you can pick where you want to fire and get to the moon whenever you like. On a polar one, you've got to wait for the moon to be in the right place to be there when you come down, because you've got to get two chances a go. Excuse me, 2 chances a orbit to fire to end up in the right place. So yeah, right. Got a 38-second burn. Do now. I should probably shut this down. There's no point in having it running now. And there we go. That should be about right for our encounter. Yeah, we have one. Probably do be firing a little bit more. We're going to meet the moon, and it's going to be a very weird encounter. By the looks of things, we're actually going to come all the way down here, come up and meet the moon as we're going up and around. So I'll want to try and stop the craft as quickly as possible as soon as we enter its sphere of influence. So let's warp out there. This only has a little antenna on it. That actually shouldn't be a problem. We have got lots of these satellites around the moon that can relay information. So in theory, when we get closer to it, it should be able to pick up off one of those. Station batteries. Oh, what's going on with station again? Nope, station is back. There we are. Oh, station batteries are low again. I'm not sure what's doing that. Not sure at all. Have to have a look in to see what's going on there, but right, let's go forward again, and hopefully we can get contact with one of these satellites here. ScanSat is back online. Hey, excellent. Excellent. Right. So we basically need to be firing retrograde the second we cross the sphere of influence. So let's get in there and brake as quickly as we can. We want to slow down to about the 500 kilometer mark again, because that's the most optimal place for this scanner. Oh, and of course, now we're in the moon's sphere of influence, we're actually facing the wrong direction. Where is the moon? There's Kerbal, there's the moon. So, retrograde will be that away. Okay, so, fire the engine. Get that down to under 500. Like that. And then circularize there. Right, 483. I'm very glad I put all these little probes in orbit now. They're bouncing the antennas around, bouncing the signal, not the antennas, sorry, bouncing the signal around very well. So, warp to that manoeuvre. Oh dear, not that fast. And fire the engine. And there we have it. Apple of 487 and periaps of 482. Excellent. So let's re-enable this. Altitude is ideal, and we can leave that scanning and plan to build our base on the moon. However, having said that, I am actually going to put off building the base until the next episode. I know, excuses, but I want to keep these episodes to about half an hour, so don't want to embark on something new in this one. Next time we will definitely start on the base. I will put the things up there, we'll get going, we'll send Kerbals to the moon. They will go and live on the moon, and they become whatever the hell they would be called if they lived on the moon. I don't know. Kerbonauts. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Until then, as always, have fun.